Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm Musically Malnourished, and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. We have reached the end of the 2024 album from BAND-MAID called Epic Narratives. This is track number 14, titled Get to the Top. Now, this is an instrumental track, so we won't have a second course video. The second course videos are where we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. But I am going to pull up our documents that we use for the second course video to at least help you see maybe a little bit of context around the song. So we'll do that in just a second before we jump in. If you're interested in dessert, you can head over to my Patreon. We have tons of BAND-MAID content there, and it's still growing as we have one more album to go. So feel free to give that a look if it might interest you. But let's hop over and look at, we just have kind of the first part where we've taken the notes from Drive Time, the song encyclopedia, and kind of condensed it for this, but obviously there won't be any translation notes. So let's take a look at this together real quick. This instrumental was the final piece written for the album, sparked by a simple but important realization from Psyche. A BAND-MAID record doesn't feel complete without one. With the album nearly finished, Konami stepped back in to compose what would become the missing puzzle piece, an instrumental that helps round out the record's emotional and sonic arc. Rather than revisiting the darker tone of their previous instrumental from now on, Konami intentionally went in the opposite direction. She leaned into brightness, momentum, and playful energy, imagining the feeling of watching a circus. That's cool. That sense of excitement that makes your heart race and keeps your eyes moving. The result is a lively, constantly shifting track designed to feel like showtime, full of motion and surprise. Konami also carved out a spotlight moment for Kabato, building the song around a featured guitar solo meant to shine in live settings. She described it as a track that keeps everyone busy, both musically and emotionally. Miku and Psyche connected the title to the idea of continuing to climb higher, reinforcing the sense of forward motion and optimism. In the end, the song doesn't just complete the album, it lifts it, adding color, energy, and a final burst of excitement before the curtain falls. Well, if that doesn't whet your appetite, I don't know what will. So let's get in, give a listen to the close of this album with the song Get to the Top. Those little slides are cool. Always so tasteful with the double bass. Oh yeah. It is soaring. Buttery. Always like up and down. Some Summer Nights vibe. fun. Man, I couldn't get the imagery of like, because I know they've done a lot of anime features. And so sometimes it's hard with songs like this. You're like, oh, that fits an anime really well. But it does give me this feeling of like running. And in a lot of anime, when somebody's running very quickly, I'm not talking about this kind of running. I'm talking about like Castlevania type speed where they're, like stretching out because of how quickly they're moving. It makes me think of that. And then I had this epiphany. I was like, BAND-MAID could make some really awesome sonic music. So maybe I might venture over and see if I can put my own together and find some sonic footage that doesn't have any music to it. So you still get the jumps and the boings and the rings and all of that, but with BAND-MAID. I don't know, might have some fun and play with that. But yeah, it just gives this feeling of momentum and speed. And then you kind of have that break for a moment that just paints this like California sunset, driving, down the coastline type feelings for me. Even though I've never been to California, never driven down the California coastline, driven down the Florida coastline plenty of times. And I always love that Akane with the double bass. My favorite times that she uses it is when they're driving like into the end of a line, and it's brief, and they did it for a moment here that it just boom, like pushes all this weight to the end of the line, and then they kind of switch up and change. And she always uses it so tastefully. But those are my favorite, dude, when she just drives for a short amount of time and it, I don't know, creates this like crazy building. Obviously the bass lines in here are so fun, man. And you had that one moment I said the word buttery. You're welcome. I was a 90s skater kid, early 2000s. So buttery still makes sense to me. Anyways, great way to close the album. A lot of fun. Let me know your thoughts on this one below, and would love to hear from you. We've got one album left. Looking forward to getting into it. Still plenty of BAND-MAID content going up on Patreon. And there are still some videos from BAND-MAID Prime that I want to get to. So looking forward to all of that. Thanks for being with me for this one. Hope to see you in the next one. Just reading good.